Nano fan, welcome back. It's Tuesday, and today is a pretty big day because Nano Foundation just released a huge article that we're going to talk about. Hey guys, hey Andefnal, how are you? So, did you see the Bitcoin block timer that I added? So now we can always see like when the next giveaway starts. LF, good evening. So guys, I'm going to... Oh, I just spilled some water on my keyboard. I'm going to add you to the spinner wheel. So Sammy D, hey Gustav, hey, how are you guys? So let me add you to the spinner wheel. So as always, under Fnal, LF, and Sammy D. And hi, how every stream I don't know how to pronounce the name. Chista. How to pronounce it? I don't know. So yeah, pretty big day today. Address book, just checking. Yeah, I've got all the Nano addresses. So I've added all of you to the spinner wheel. Yeah, so have you seen it? The Nano Foundation has released a new article, and the name is "The Nano Foundation Takes a Step Forward on Its Open Source Journey," and it's a huge thing. Have you read it already, chat? Pretty big article, and just going to read the first sentence or two. So it says, since 2018, the Nano Foundation has executed on its mission to build the most efficient digital currency possible. 8 months ago, the Nano Foundation moved to a completely volunteer-led operating model and released our most successful releases to date. So yeah, that's the pretty big thing, that Nano Foundation is all volunteer-led since 8 months. And I'm incredibly proud to be part of this, and it just shows that we talked about the way IOTA moved a couple of streams ago, where they just printed more money, basically, like debasing their currency. And I think what we do with Nano is just in stark contrast to this. And if not says not yet, yeah. So it's a big article, a huge thing. But yeah, I think it's important. And so let's scroll through a bit. It says, yeah, it's basically tells a bit of the story, like why this change happened, and it shows what we've accomplished without funding, and that is like a pretty big list. So here you can see all of that here. It even has a small section about RS Nano. Yeah, why VC funding is not really possible. So yeah, there's all of those questions are being answered in this article. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. So if you have time, yeah, read that one. It's I think the biggest announcement in a long time. Hello from Brazil, says Jean or Girelli. Andefnal says, I was just listening to the Twitter space, did not catch it live though. Yeah, so this announcement was published after the Twitter space. And yeah, so also our Twitter spaces are now part of this, because Nano Foundation is becoming more and more transparent and open, and more open source, and that's why we hold our developer meetings now in public on Twitter. Yeah, so yeah, if for anyone who wants to partake in the Nano giveaway, just post your Nano addresses in chat, and I put you on the spinner wheel, and you see the Bitcoin block timer at the bottom of the screen. Down here, and whenever 10 minutes are over, so whenever Bitcoin manages to create a single block, we just instantly send out one nano. So post your Nano addresses. 70. Let's see. Did I forget anyone? I don't think so. Okay. So I was busy porting stuff like the block processor and so on, and that's been going well. And I added some comments in the node class where, let's go there. Oh, it isn't. No, wait a second. I have VI, any of them in another tab. Yeah. So I wanted to see what's ported already and what I still have to port. And this is node class. Node is the highest level thing. So the top, like, think of it as the main entry point into the node. And I just added ported to all the classes that are ported already. And to my surprise, it's almost most of the classes are ported. So just a bit of bootstrapping server stuff is still missing. And the biggest part is the vote processor and the schedulers for the voting. So that's a pretty big thing still. And the active transactions and so on. But that, when I saw that, I was very happy, because I think we will have a full Rust node next year. Oh, so many new messages. LFLF says, will the last 300,000 nanos from the Nano Foundation will be given away in the Ars Nano streams? So, yeah, but in a single spin only. So one person gets all. No, of course not. LF, can we split it between us with the rigged game? Yeah, so we are going to try the wheel one more time. I'm not fully convinced that it's rigged. LF says, sounds good, and 50% for me, I will take the other half. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the state here. Like, most of the dependencies are ported. I think I can start porting the node class itself, yeah, early next year, and then we have a full Rust Nano node without the RPC server. So the RPC server won't be part of it. That's a couple of thousand of lines of code still, but that's not so important really. Yeah. So oh, we have a Nano address here. Let's add that one. And a new address book entry. So this is you from Brazil. And the wait, oh no, I didn't want to close the shit. So 1 second, chat. Oh no, it lost all the entries. Okay, one more time. Sorry guys. Okay. And if now LFLF Sammy D. So if I forget anyone, please let me know in the chat. So like you. Yeah, I hope I got all of you. Yeah, LFLF says, looking forward to a 100% Rust node. Yeah, I am looking forward to this too. So 100% Rust node, I think we will see it next year. Maybe even early next year, who knows. LF is a Ferengi? Why? Okay. Oh, did you hear that? It's time to spin the wheel. I took the most stupid sound that I could find. Is it too loud? Okay, and if not, so I think it's rigged again. Send and if not, one Nano. And I have to restart the timer. So we have to wait for another Bitcoin block in 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, yes. It's the 300,000. No, it's not the 300,000. It's just one. Okay. So let's begin development. So last time we stopped at this picture. So we are on a mission to simplify all of the socket stuff and the async code to get rid of all of the callbacks and use the async keyword instead. And so what we did last stream is we used our TCP stream struct in the socket facade. What's that? Oh, a follower. Thanks for the follow. We used our TCP stream in the Tokyo socket facade. And let me just simplify this diagram a little bit. We don't want to have all of these internal boxes here because they are not really important. So this looks better. Yeah, so the green boxes, we added a TCP stream factory. We added our TCP stream, which basically is the same as a Tokyo TCP stream with the addition of that it is nullable, which means we can just turn it off and it will not use a real stream, and we can use stop data in our tests. And we added that to the Tokyo socket facade, which is a struct that that I've introduced to port the async stuff from C++ to Rust. And now that all of it is in Rust, we don't need the Tokyo socket facade anymore. And that is what the thing that I wanted to do today. I wanted to inline the TCP socket, the Tokyo socket facade into our socket class, and so that we can later on maybe even remove the socket class itself. But the first step is to remove the Tokyo socket facade. And it implements the TCP socket facade trait, and I'm not sure if we managed to... Did we delete that in the last stream? Do you remember? I don't. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at Tokyo socket facade, and it is in socket RS. And does it implement? Okay, so we still have the trait TCP socket facade, and we still have 2 implementations of that. Is that right? Yeah, we still have 2 implementations. The TCP socket facade and the null TCP socket facade. And we can delete the null TCP socket facade because with our new TCP stream, we can just use the real thing. We don't need a null implementation. So let's see who uses that. Who uses the null TCP socket facade? No one. It is unused. That's cool. Then we can just immediately delete it. Cool. I like deleting code, guys. So let's remove it. And now that we have deleted the null TCP socket facade, I think we can just remove the trait socket facade, because we have only 1 implementation, and so we don't need a trait really. So this is the trait. TcpSocketFacade? Where is it used? Okay, a couple of places. Oh, and there's still the socket facade factory. Does this also have a null implementation? LFLF says, did you see Colin's tweets roasting Bitcoin today? I thought it was quite funny. I did. Let's open them up. That's a good idea. Let's go to Twitter. That was actually quite funny. Let's go to Colin. And where is the tweet? I think Colin tweeted a couple of things today. This one you mean, huh? With the BitVM compute anything in Bitcoin, and he said Nvidia is going to be sad to learn that you can emulate their processor on a Raspberry Pi, making their hardware useless, because that's basically what the Bitcoiners argue in here, that now Bitcoin can do anything and all altcoins are useless and blah 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 blah. And I haven't looked into the details of the paper, but yeah, I don't think it's that exciting as people make it. Yes, exactly, says LF. By the way, so this is also where you can re-listen to our dev meetings. Andefla says, no, oh no, I didn't get the one Nano. You didn't? Did I send it to the wrong address? Where is... What? Oh, I didn't click send? Did I forget to click send? Let's send again. Maybe I forgot to click send. I think you should have it now. Counts, let's see. Yeah. There, I must have forgotten something. Okay. Okay, so yeah, TcpSocketFacade factory is it has no, this has only one implementation. Okay, so that's also not really needed then. Can we TcpSocketFacade? Can we make this inline this trade so that we don't have a trade? So many usages. I think we can. Yeah, let's just go through it quickly and just replace all of that with TcpSocketFacade, and then we can delete the trade. And also we have to no, we don't have to copy the methods because they are there already. Let's delete that. And let's go to TcpSocketFacade and let's just move all of those functions into the TcpSocketFacade and make them public. Agree to, and then later we can inline all of those ugly functions into the place where they are used, and then later we can just delete the full thing. Pub fn, then we have a post here, the dispatch, close acceptor. Because one problem that this socket facade has is that it functions in two different ways. It functions as a TCP server and as a TCP client at the same time, basically, and that's just stupid. But it was a simple way to bring all of the code, all of the async code to Rust. So all of that, then we can delete that. LF says there was a sneaky attempt to unrig the spinning wheel. No, it can't be unrigged. It is very rigged. Just don't send an Alice to underform me. A greedy Ferengi, yo. So, let's fix all of these errors. Oh, I think it's a bit loud. Let's make the sound a little bit less like that. Okay, spinning wheel time. Spinner wheel time. So yeah, if there are any new people in chat, just post your Nano addresses and you can partake here. So that's just that can't be true. That's undeniable. You hacked my computer. I think you hacked my PC. Undeniable 1 Nano. And let's reset the Bitcoin block timer. Yeah, worked. Unbelievable, yeah. It's definitely rigged. So we have 10 more minutes to delete some code until Bitcoin finds a new block. So create TCP socket should create not a DIN TCP socket facade, but a Tokyo TCP socket facade. Oh, it's just called Tokyo socket facade. Okay. And now let's just fix all of these errors here. So this is also a Tokyo socket facade. Just like that. And like that. And this is a Tokyo socket facade. And this is a Tokyo socket facade too. Let's compile and see. Let's go to the Rust folder and say, yeah, maybe just run tests, because that compiles everything. And server socket RS. Server socket RS has a problem. Yeah, so that doesn't exist anymore. And yeah, so this is a Tokyo socket facade. And this down here is a Tokyo socket facade too. We have to import Tokyo socket facade. Okay. And run the tests again. Samedy says, I'll create a new account and name it Adifnal. Good plan. Okay. Oh, there's a test failure. TCP stream factory can be nulled. Did we... Is this something from last stream? Can be nulled is failing. Let's have a look at that test. TCP stream factory. TCP stream factory fails. What was the test name? Yeah, can be nulled fails. This test fails because the error kind wasn't other. The error kind was not found. Oh, I think we... Did we not finish this? LFLF says, good idea, Sammy. Let's just rename the stream to Undefnal Charity Stream. Yeah, Undefnal, this is your stream now. Your charity stream. Oh, we didn't finish that last time because the error kind has to be other. And the error message has to be... Ooh, I thought we were done last time, but we were not. And this has to be the error message. So let's see if that fixes the tests. He's a Ferengi and a hijacker. Yeah, green. Okay. So that's good. So we deleted the trait and the null implementation. So let's commit that. Oh wait, I fixed a couple of compiler errors before the stream started. Okay, so that's good. So let's commit that, and let's say remove null. What was the name? Null TcpSocketFacade and TcpSocketFacade. Okay. And we can now update our diagram because those red boxes, they don't exist anymore. So we don't have the null socket facade anymore. And we don't have the trait anymore. And now the socket directly uses the Tokyo socket facade. Like that. And yeah, like that. So now the next step, I think, is to try to inline the code into socket. I don't know. Let's have a look. So I'm a bit unprepared in this stream, if you haven't noticed yet. But we will find a way to get something done. And if I says he has 20 XNO. So far, yeah. LFLF says so far. The Underf charity stream. So the next Underf giveaway is in 4 minutes, 17 seconds. By the way, guys, what's your Nano story? Like, how did you come find Nano? How did you come into the community? Please tell me. Please write it in chat. I'm interested. Like, what's your story? LF asks, do you keep these Excalibur drawings updated in public somewhere? No, because they're just quick sketches. So that's just a sketch for our stream, and I throw them away, basically. Or this is just, it's still open from the last stream. But if you're interested, I can give you a shared link, but basically it's just this picture. There's not much in it. Not much in it, really. LF Excalibur saves it in browser only. Yeah, but I can create a link for you guys if you want that. So Sammy D says, bought some write blocks. Is it called write blocks or ray blocks? On BitGrail and lost them. Oh my god, like really? So you were in really early. Because back then I didn't even know Nano existed. Oh man, that must have sucked. And I think a lot of people lost their Nanos on the BitGrail hack. And you're still in the community, like that's also like, that's amazing. After all that time, cool. And if now says, Sammy D, my story, I left it for one night, almost 700 euro in value. 70 cent, yeah, sucked big time, came back for the tag, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that, yeah, also keeps me working on Nano attack. LFLF says, I found it on Reddit sometime, read about it and was confused why it was such a small coin. I got some about the Nano and Nano and followed the development since. Yeah, cool. Same for me. Like I found Nano on Reddit in the unholy, like the subreddit that must not be named, you know, where we all get banned immediately if we just by the other subreddits that we are in. And in this subreddit I found a video from Patrick where he compared Nano to Lightning Network, and ever since I'm a huge Nano fan. Okay, so let's go back to the code and And Andifnal says, what subreddit? I'll give it a try. Well, of course, our, what is it, cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrencies? Our cryptocurrency. So let's have a look at Socket. Socket. And what does it have? It has the facade here. And it uses it in 3 places. What? Oh no. This is the place where it is has its the field. Okay, it's being used in many places. So how can we go on and inline the code? Okay, let's spin the wheel quickly. For Andefnal, your next Nano arrives in a couple of seconds. No! What's happening? It's not Andefnal. It's Papyrus... what? Yeah. One Nano for you. So, and restart. Timer, yeah. Okay, let's go here. And so it's calling close and endpoint. So what would be a good place to start? So socket close. Oh, this is maybe too hard for the first inline code to inline, because yeah. Oh, I remember. So when I brought this to Rust, I had to basically add this field, current action, which is a callback, which is the callback for the current thing that this socket does. Because the C++ code expects this to be called with an error code if the socket is closed. And of course, that is wasn't the default behavior of Tokyo, because in Tokyo, if the future is dropped, then no code executes anymore. And so I made this as a workaround. So I added a field here, current action, with a callback, and we call this current action either if the action like connect succeeds, or we call the current action if we close the socket, I think. And yeah, that was just because the test failed otherwise. So they really expect that these callbacks are being made. And I don't remember the exact reason, but I think we will soon find out. Sergio, share your Nano address if you want to participate. Yeah, Sergio, are you in chat? Share your, or let's see, I have your Nano address in the address book. Damn, I'm lost in the mutex something. Yeah, this code is really ugly, and I hope so that I can clean it up and get rid of all of those ugly mutexes and callbacks. Sergio says you're in the list. Yeah, so you are in the address book, but you are not in on the spinner wheel yet. So there you go, Sergio. There you go. So, but who calls close internal? Oh, multiple places? Yeah, maybe then we start somewhere else. How about the read functions? Ah, wait a second. I think I looked at the wrong class. Socket observer. Where's... I thought I should have looked here, I think. Yeah, this is the Tokyo socket facade. So it has async read, and async read is used only in one place in the socket. So that's a good candidate. This is the only usage of async read, so maybe we can inline the code here. It uses buffer wrapper. Buffer wrapper? Oh, this also uses a buffer wrapper. So buffer wrapper is byte buffers coming from C++. And there's async read 2 currently. It's a really stupid name. But these functions, they will be deleted anyways. So async read is the same thing with an arcmutex vacu8. And also here, I hope to get rid of arcmutex so that it's just a mutable vacu8. And this calls TcpSocketFacade async read 2, and this is also the only usage. So I think I want to start here. I want to inline async read 2. So basically all of that into here. And because it's so much code, let me mark this with a comment so that I know where it started and where it stopped. Okay. So now we have to fix the errors. Callback? What is the callback? I think that's the first thing. We need a callback. Oh no, is this the same callback as this one? Where? So this is okay. So let me move that one up. This here. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so this is the code we want to replace. So this is the code we want to replace. This here. And this here is the replacement. And so that here is the new callback here, I think, that we want to call down there. I really hope that after this stream this code will be simpler. But I can't promise. So this is the callback we want to give down there. So can we maybe just give this a different name? So what are the differences in the callbacks? So callback. Yeah, let's just keep the name. Callback is this here. This thing. And it calls into the callback that was given to this function. What does it do? If it sees error, self-clone. Observer. Okay, it calls an observer. And it says sets last completion and last receive time. So basically it updates the fields of the socket. Because the socket currently, just like the C++ version, it manages its timeouts. And for that, it just stores the last time a request was successful and the last time it received something, and it uses those values to determine whether the socket has timed out and should be closed and discarded. So basically what this callback does here, it wraps the original callback and it just updates those timing things so that the socket can time out or does not time out. Okay, and this is the callback that we passed into the async read function. This is not needed anymore. Buffer. This is too much. Okay. So buffer size callback. That was the original one. So that means this should be okay. This should be okay. Buffer size callback. Let's remove it. So here we have our first error, arg clone buffer. What is buffer? Buffer is an arg mutex. So here we are cloning it. I don't know why. And here, what is that? Time to spin the wheel. 1 nano. Or the name that I can't pronounce again. One nano for you. Okay, let's restart the timer. So maybe it's rigged, just way more complex than we think. Maybe it picks the same winner always twice or 3 times in a row. Yeah, congrats. Stream. Stream is also... What is stream? Oh, Tokyo Socket State. So this is not self anymore. So that this is self.socket TcpSocket.state. And is that state public? No, but we are in the same file, so I think we can access it. Is that right? So what we do here is... Oh, and this calls return. So return is not right. Or is it? Just returning here would just abort everything, and I think that's actually okay. That shouldn't happen anyways. And what does this do? Upgrading the runtime. But is self runtime, is that also a weak? No. A weak pointer? Oh, a new follower. Thanks. Thanks for the follow. And if you're new to the stream and you want to participate in the giveaway, just post your Nano address in chat. And the next giveaway is in 7 minutes 53 seconds. Every 10 minutes, every Bitcoin block we give away 1 nano. Okay, so runtime. So this is also, let's just use the, let's make very small and very safe steps. Let's use the socket from our class that we want to inline. And let's just, yeah, go step after step. This delimiter is might not be properly closed. Peplin Dev says, hey, hi, I'm just looking for the concurrency parallel programming. Yeah, so we currently work on the async, async stuff of Rust. What I say, Rust async stuff of RS Nano. So the networking code of Nano. And we are at the very beginning, basically, of refactoring all of that. After I've moved all of the async code from C++ to Rust, and I kept the C++ model with using callbacks, and now that it runs on Tokyo with the callback still, I want to get rid of all of the callbacks, and I want to use idiomatic Rust code for all of the networking stuff, and we are very far from using idiomatic Rust code right now, so we are just beginning cleaning up the code base. And Haplin Dev says, yes, I see you use Tokyo. Nice. Yeah, that was a pretty big step in the project. So for many months, for over a year, RS Nano used the C++ async runtime. And a couple of weeks ago, I switched to Tokyo. And it still runs, so that's the good news. So what does this error say here? There's an unmatched parenthesis. The delimiter might not be properly closed. Maybe this one? I made a mistake when I pasted the code. If size is less than buffer, then... No, this is here. I think this is alright. Let's just go down there and fix the other problems first. Pablo Dev says the project will be full in Rust or will have FFI C++ bindings. It will be full in Rust. So currently it uses FFI bindings to the C++ part. It started off basically by a code fork of the C++ code base, and I added the FFI layer to call into Rust, and then I very slowly started to bring code over to the Rust side, function by function by function, line by line by line, and I've been doing this for more than 2 years now, and we are done at least 40%. So I kept track of the lines of code in Rust and C++, and we are done at least 40%. So this measurement here is a bit pessimistic. So I think we are even farther. Pavlin Dev says, curious, box is not thread safe. Box is not thread safe? I'm not sure what you mean with that. Yeah, so I was hoping, so nice progress, he said. I was hoping that I would be much farther, but yeah, that's just like in every IT project, every software project. You think you can get it done faster. A single thread usage you need to wrap into arc. Well, no, your box can be thread safe. It depends what's inside the box. So if the thing inside the box is thread safe, you can actually use the box in a thread safe way. So yeah, let's just fix these syntax errors here. Expected an item. I think I messed something up here. What did where did I add an error? Something is wrong. Do these braces? Yeah, see, this doesn't match. This brace should be maybe, so there's a brace, a closing brace. Too much. Oh, I messed it up, chat. How do I get out of this trouble now? Should I start over? Yeah, maybe I just start over. Good. Let's do it again. I don't know where I went wrong here. Let's just undo all the things we did and let's just do it again. So, where was the... So these were the Tokyos. Okay, yeah, so here I added the comments. One more time. Async read 2 and let's just copy async read 2 into, where was it? Where was it? Here. So let's just push it here again. And this was, yeah, so this was the callback. Was that? Like that. And we can... Oh yeah, this belongs. No. Undo. Undo. Yeah. One more spin. Pablindiv says, copy the good code and do Control C. Yeah, so it wasn't that much code, so just redoing it. LF, congratulations. Just redoing it should be quick. One Nano for you. So, and restart. Let's restart. Where's the button here? Start. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so the callback. That callback equal. That was the reason I copied too much. I think that was also the mistake I made in the first try. Because now it is... Now this is too much. Yeah, okay. And this async read, so this is not needed anymore. Type must be known at this point. Okay, so we have to say what callback is. Yeah, okay, we can do that. So this is the callback type. No, where was I? Here. So this is the callback type. This here. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Okay. Buffer size callback. So buffer len. Buffer size. Callback. Where do these comments come from? That's weird. Okay, I don't see any errors anymore, so I want to see if I can compile this and if this still works. Yeah, let's compile this. And then the next step, so while this compiles, and think about what we do next. So now we made it even uglier. So now with inlining that code, this async read function got even bigger. But now I think we can think of cleaning it up and simplifying it. And also the original async read 2 function, we can delete it from TcpSocketFacade because it should not be used anymore. It is still being used? Now I'm confused. I thought there was only one usage. Oh no, there it calls back into itself? It calls back into itself? Now I'm really confused. TcpSocketFacade. Async read 2. No, it doesn't call back into itself. Where's the next async read 2? It's here. What is this? Guys, what did I... What did I do wrong now? Oh, this is not my day-to-day chat. Let's just wait for the next giveaway. I'm messing it up again. Tablin Dev says, don't worry, you can later refactor once prototype build. Yeah, that's usually the way I work. So I don't worry about bad code as long as I know that there's time to clean it up. Recursive function, yeah, that was my thought, but why is async read 2? It should be a huge thing, and it isn't. It's just... It's just a couple of lines of code, but the async read 2 function that I wanted to inline, this one, this is the function I wanted to inline. So I inlined the wrong function, I think. That's sorry, chat. I'm really sorry, but I think I have to revert one more time. Yeah, I wanna... These are just the changes. I wanna revert one more time. He said hard. Oh my goodness. So, third try. Again, I want to go to async read 2. So this is the function I want to inline. And let's copy that. And then I want to go to the async read 2 function in the stream. This one. No, this is the one that I just copied. And this is the async read 2 from the stream. And this is the thing I want to replace with the inline code. So inline start, inline end. And here I want to put the code. Yeah, I think now I got it correct. And here, let's wrap the callback again. Like that. Buffer and size. And yeah, here we have to give the type again. So the type was this one. The type was this one. I think we finally got it. So this is the TCP socket. Arc clone buffer. What is buffer? Buffer. Consider borrowing here, okay. And self.state is self.tcpSocket.state. We got it, chat. Now we are. Now we got it. TcpSocket. TcpSocket. Sorry guys, that music is just stressful. I want to skip to the next song. What's that? Okay. So len, what is wrong with len? Is it not called len in here? Maybe len is size. Let's see how the code looked before we... we haven't deleted it yet. I think we just copied it. So yeah, then we can have a look at the code itself. So len, yeah, so that is len. And len was, I think, size. Is that right? Yeah. That is right. So Bitcoin managed to create a block finally. So let's celebrate that by giving away 1 nano. Oh wait, there's a new nano address. So this won't be the real thing. Let's just add Craptor. Account now. Where's the address book? Welcome, Craptor. So that doesn't count. That doesn't count because we have to add Craptor. Sorry, Sammy. Get a new chance. Okay, let's spin the wheel. One nano, 2. Sergio, congratulations. So, sent. Congrats. So, 4 more nanos to give away until the stream ends. And we haven't made much progress so far. Oh, and I have to restart the timer. So, we haven't made much progress. Yeah, so len is size. Len is size. So same here. So at least we don't have any errors now. We have a very ugly, very huge async read function, and the original one we can just delete the original one because this shouldn't have any usages. Oh, sorry, wrong function. We moved the async read to function. So this, yeah, so this doesn't have any usages anymore. So we can delete it. So let's delete that thing. LFLF says, what are your thoughts on Rust Rover, the new IntelliJ IDE for Rust? I've read the announcement and I love it's from JetBrains. So I love the JetBrains products. I have used them and I'm still using them. So mostly when I do C# work, and they have very good products. So I'm excited about them having a Rust IDE, but I have not tried it yet because I'm a NeoVim fanboy now. So I think that is untreatable. Pevlindev says, this is the project GitHub? Yeah, that's it. So I switched my IDE quite a few times now in stream. I started this streaming with, what was it? Sea Lion in combination with Visual Studio Code. Then I only used Visual Studio Code, and now I'm only using NeoVim. Async read 2. Okay, so now let's go to our monster function. It is a huge thing. So this huge thing, with all its ugliness, we have to make this one nice and readable and understandable and simple. And that is a big task, because look at that. Way too big. Too much nesting. And then it uses all of those callbacks. So not an easy task. Where can we start? Maybe... Can we maybe get rid of this callback wrapping? Where is this callback being used? Here, and then there's... And why do we create an arc mutex option thing here? And then we clone it? What's the reason? Maybe because of that thing, the current action. And that current action is, again, it is... we only call this when we close the socket, is that right? Yeah, so when we close the socket and there's still something running, we call the callback with an error code then. Pavlindev says, you clone for ownership. What do you mean you clone for ownership? Where? In the async read function, or do you mean another place? So here we call the on close. So I think this is maybe not needed for the read part. So like, are we really do we really have to call the callback if the socket gets closed and we are in the middle of a read. Is that really necessary? I want to try what happens if I've removed that. So this callback, this here. So if we just comment that out. I want to try. Let's build this. And let's run the tests. Tablet says callback.clone. Let's go back. Callback.clone. Callback clone. So this is, yeah, this is a clone. If you're meaning these lines that I just uncommented, we are cloning not the callback but the arc. So basically a shared pointer, and we just cloned that one so that we can move the callback into the current action. And we can still use the callback later down there. So that was the reason for the clone. But I think we can just completely delete this part and simplify the code a bit. And then my hope is that I can inline the callback, the nested callbacks, so that I don't have nested callbacks. Nested callbacks is also like way too complex. I don't want to have that in the code. So what is the build doing? Oh, it's done already. So let's run the tests. And let's run them in parallel, maybe. And if not, nanomag with water only. So that auto bootstrap H test, it keeps failing ever since I switched to Tokyo. So I still haven't found time to debug this test. Looks good so far. And the same for the confirm frontier. So there's like 4 or 5 different tests that fail from time to time. So 3 tests failed. So that's okay, because as I said, like ever since I switched to Tokyo, there's a couple of tests that fail from time to time, and those are these tests that you see here. So that is expected. So that means we can delete that callback here. And what is this callback for? And arc mutex sum callback. And what is this? This is a box. fn once. Who uses that one? Arc mutex and a box din fn once. Can we simplify this? Can we simplify this? And buffer is buffer clone. Why is the buffer being cloned? Why is the buffer being cloned? Doesn't make sense to me. So, spin a wheel. Doesn't make sense to me. One nano. There you go. And restarting. Start. Okay. LF, the game is rigged. Yeah, but now it's rigged for other people. Maybe it's the color, guys. Maybe it's the color. Let's remember the colors. So, and why is the indenting so strange here? Arc clone? What's going on? Arc clone stream? Where does that come from? Okay, this is the return value here. Okay, yeah, that just looked weird because of the indenting. So now it looks better. Buffer. So what is buffer? Buffer is an arc mutex vacuate. So why are we cloning the buffer? Why are we cloning the buffer? Can we just not do that? Oh, there's more things that I should... So this improves readability. For some reason it doesn't reformat the let else statements. Okay, so but this looks better now. Okay, buffer. So my question is this clone needed? I don't think so. Let's go to the Rust folder and do a cargo check. Yeah, it isn't needed, so let's delete that line. Here we have the callback, and this is the interesting question is, can we maybe get rid of the mutex here? Because as far as I know, when we move code into the Tokyo runtime, it only has to be send, and it doesn't have to be sync. So maybe we can get rid of the mutex, and maybe we can just get rid of this line completely and just use our box FN1s. I want to see what happens if I comment it out. Do I get errors then? Yeah, I do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course, because there's locks here, but what if I remove the locks? Take? Okay, so this is also... I remember. I added this so that when a callback was called already, that it won't be called twice. Twice when we close the socket. So that was the thing that we just deleted. The callback that was called when we closed the socket. So we don't even have to take. We can just directly call it. We can just say callback. Like that. See, it gets simpler. In small steps. Simpler in small steps. So here's the same thing. We just can directly call the callback. And down here the same. Just calling the callback. And here the same, just calling the callback. Let's do a cargo check. Yeah, still green. So we already simplified it a little bit. So this inline start, inline end comments, we can also remove them. And this line we can remove as well. Okay. What's the next thing we can simplify? So the callback is now... Yes, so this we still have to keep right now because these calls we have to make after whenever we receive data. And what does that do? So spawn blocking, yeah, Tokyo runtime. Stream readable, where does the stream come from? Oh, this one. Yeah, I want to get rid of this one too. So I don't want to access the Tokyo runtime and call spawn. I actually want to make my read function async. That would simplify this, but I don't want to go down that road right now. Spawn blocking. Do we need the runtime for that, for spawn blocking? Can we maybe do that without having access to the runtime? Spawn blocking. I think this maybe works. So if we call spawn blocking without the runtime, because then we can get rid of the runtime here. LF says, I think you need the runtime for that. Yeah, but can't, because here we are in an async. Here we are in an async block here. So we are inside of the Tokyo runtime. So can't, so I think it should be possible for Tokyo to find the runtime by itself, because we are in an async block already. Spawn, is there here spawn blocking? Let's try. So if we do it like that, we don't even have to have this weak pointer here, the runtime weak pointer. Cargo check. What does cargo check say? Cargo check says that it's okay. So maybe let's try what the tests say. So that makes it simpler. That makes it simpler. No errors. Let's build and run the tests. So building. And I'm calling the callbacks in a blocking on the blocking thread pool, because I have no idea what the callbacks do and if they block. So this is something when you write async code, you have to be very careful with calling blocking code, because this can just starve your async threads and basically halt your program. So async code should not call blocking code. And I'm just very cautious here, and I call all of the callbacks in a spawn blocking, so that moves the callback to the blocking thread pool and lets my async threads do their async stuff. Okay, so 1 nano. 2. Sergio again. There you go. So, is the build done? Yeah, so let's run the tests. And let's see. LF says, I get it now, that makes it a bit simpler. Yeah, because now I don't need... now I don't need to keep the runtime around. Oh, it's even that one here. So see this runtime weak pointer, we can just delete that. And what about that runtime? Yeah, so we still need the runtime here because we are not inside... or maybe my assumptions are wrong. Can we... Do you know how Tokyo behaves when we call spawn? Will it find the runtime? I don't know. But yeah, basically, so my goal is to have the async keyword here and to not need the runtime. So we can delete these lines anyway soon. Oh, did I not restart the timer or what happened? I forgot to restart the timer, guys. You have to remind me. Start. Yeah. Spawn blocking. And what do the tests say? The tests say 1 failed test. That's good. Congrats, the people say, not rigged this time. Sergio gonna get rich when Nano goes to $4,000. Yeah, $4,000. Guys, that would be so funny if Nano would go to $4,000 and then these streams where 1 Nano gets sent out every 10 minutes. Okay, so all of that still works. So I want to commit this so that we have a safe point again. So let's do a quick code reformat and let's commit this. So that is Craptor asks, should I learn C++ or Rust for Nano? It depends. It depends where you want to work. So if you want to work on the official Nano node, you should learn C++. And if you want help with the Rust node, you don't even need to learn C++. Like Rust, the Rust code base is big enough so that you could work with Rust only. And as I said, I hope that I have the full node class for the full node in Rust next year. So then you could work on Nano in Rust only. And LF says Rust is way more fun and readable, and I agree. Yeah, I agree. Inline async read 2 into socket. Oh, we are not done with it. Yeah, no, we did inline it. Everything we do from now on is Refactor. And Defnal says, I think it's safe to say this is officially not a Defnal charity stream. Not anymore. Yeah. So, Crafter says, do most workplaces use Rust or C++? What is most valuable? Oh, so I think obviously C++ is way more common out there because it's a lot older. But so if you want to base your career on system level programming, I think you should pick Rust because it's just way better. And I think in the future more companies will move from C++ to Rust. So, and if Mal says Crafter C++ will be here for a long time. Yeah, I think so. Just like COBOL is, yeah. All of these old systems, they will never be replaced completely. Yeah. So, C++ dev is a safe job bet until AI comes along. LFLF says Java is still most common in the workplace, sadly. Yeah, so Java, Python, JavaScript, and also .NET. But you should also pick something that suits what you like or what you want to do, because Rust is not a language for everything. So if you want to, I don't know, quickly develop servers, like have a look at Go. If you want to, yeah, develop apps, I think, I don't know. So every language has its place where it's just a really good fit, and Rust is not a good fit for all use cases because it's really hard to write Rust code. But once you get it to compile, it usually runs very stable and very fast. And that's why I think it's a very good language for Nano, because we want to optimize every bit of performance out of it later on, and Rust allows that. So where could we, what could we inline or simplify next? So the blocking code here. Crafter says, what is system level programming? Yeah, I mean, so Rust was designed as a systems programming language, which basically means you could write an operating system with it. And not all languages are suitable for that. For that, you have to be able to get really down to the hardware and not have a runtime in between. For example, a garbage collector like Java has or .NET has, and with Rust doesn't have a garbage collector. Rust doesn't really have a runtime, so you could program an operating system, a kernel like the Linux kernel. You could write stuff like that in Rust, and that's what I mean with system level programming. And yeah, sometimes if you don't want to work in that field, if you don't want to write high performance code, then maybe Rust is not a good choice, because as I said, it takes a long time to learn, and when you want to employ more people, like grow your team, I think it could be hard to find Rust developers. LFF says everything will be written in Rust at some point. You can make some nice UIs and apps with it already too. Yeah, so you can write websites. I did, by the way, I did write a website for a client of mine in Rust with WebAssembly on the front end and Rust on the back end. And it works well, but yeah, it would be maybe easier with whatever JavaScript stuff is currently out there. Yeah, so I can't focus today. I'm really tired. And I have no idea what I could do next now. LFF says, what framework did you use for that? I used SeedRS. Or was it URS? SeedRS? URS? Which one was it? It's not maintained anymore, sadly. Was it SeedRS? Yeah, I used that one. But it's not used anymore. So, spawn blocking. But either, also if you don't want to become a Rust dev or don't want to use Rust in your job, I think it's still worth learning it because it changes the way you think about software structure and it makes you a better programmer in other languages. So even if you don't want to be a Rust dev, just learn it for the fun and then take that learning to your next programming language. Okay. I'm ending the stream early today because I can't focus anymore. And I'm pretty sure that we can get this code here very nice and very clean. But not tonight. Not tonight, chat. Sorry. I have to go get some sleep. So how many nanos do we have left? 2 nanos. I think let's do two quick spinning wheel rounds, and then let's call this a day early today. Andefar says, learning Rust is like learning Perl and Go at the same time. And drunk, it is hard. Yeah, learning Rust is hard. It is really hard. And I'm still learning, so I don't consider myself... Hey, Andefar, the game is rigged. I don't consider myself an expert. Andefar or Nano. So, and let's spin it one more time. Oh, a new name. Gene Jelly. You're the guy from Brazil, yeah. 1 nano for you. So, that's it for today, guys. We did not get much done, and we now have this huge mess, but I'm gonna get a good night's sleep, and then I'm going to plan how we can make this simpler. And so if you're bored and need something to do, read this really, really great article, The Nano Foundation Takes a Step Forward on its open source journey. And yeah, tell me what you think about it next time. As I said, I'm really excited about this article. Been looking forward to it. And I think Nano has a bright future with this open source model. Nano fam, it was fun as always, and see you in a week, Nano fam. And Arnall says, so see you in a week, and like and subscribe and join our Discord server if you haven't already. On rsnano.com you can find the link down here somewhere. And see you next week. Bye guys.